Okay, why use positive behavior strategies? Positive behavior strategies encourage you to see behavior as a form of communication. Every behavior sends a message about what a student needs. Some messages are easy to read, some need more deep hearing. Once you understand the message behind the behavior, you can better support students. As Jerome Schultz, PhD, puts it, if you can read the need, you can meet the need. Instead of reacting to challenging behaviors, you can proactively reduce them. Using positive behavior strategies can help you. Next, for the first one is build a trusting relationship between teachers, students, and families. Instead of seeing behavior as a problem, you show empathy by looking at students with compassionate curiosity. With this view, you can shift your focus from fixing students to understand them. You can also develop a more collaborative relationship with students by working together to understand when and under what circumstances a behavior occurs. Okay, positive behavior strategies are evidence-based, proactive approach to changing challenging student behavior. Some examples of positive behavior strategies are pre-correcting and prompting and nonverbal signals. There's a lot to think about when it comes to teaching. You plan and deliver lesson to cover the curriculum. You adjust your lesson plan to meet your student needs. On top of it all, you manage student behavior. You are not alone if you feel like managing behavior sometimes get in the way of teaching. That's where positive behavior strategies come in. These strategies are also known as positive behavior support or PBS.
Okay, hi. Okay, so when teaching positive behavior to children with special needs, with disabilities, it's crucial to consider their individual needs and provide appropriate support. Okay, so here's an example of effective instructional practice for teaching positive behavior to children with disabilities. Okay, so the first effective instructional practice is individualized behavior plans. So, individualized behavior plans, which is we create individualized behavior plans for each student and then taking into account their specific disabilities and learning styles. The second effective instructional teaching is visual support, which is utilize visual supports such as visual schedules, social stories, and visual cues to help children understand expectations and reinforce positive behavior. So, visual supports can be particularly beneficial for autism spectrum disorder or cognitive disabilities as they provide clear and consistent information. Next, we also can do a collaboration and commission, which is we maintain open communication with parents, caregivers, and other professionals involved in the child's education, which is we share information about positive behaviors progress, strategies, and reinforcement techniques. They collaborate to ensure consistency between home and school environment, reinforcing positive behavior across the settings. Okay, so we need to remember that children with disabilities have unique strengths and challenges, so it's important to approach their instructions with flexibility, patience, and individualized support.
For the example of effective instructional practice for teaching positive behavior is the first one is create a classroom layout that supports students. How to get started is provide flexible space like a reading corner to support different types of learning, and secondly position furniture to ensure smooth transition, and organize materials in safe and accessible ways, and last but not least is sit students near peers who model appropriate behavior and who can ignore inappropriate behavior, and the last one is sit students near you so you can use strategies like active supervision and correction. So for the secondly about practice to support positive behavior, the example is pause and define positive behavior expectations. How to get started is with your students. See, co-create classroom expectations that are observable, measurable, positive, and understandable. And secondly is limit expectation to 3 to 5 statements. And secondly, teach and reinforce new skill. Once you understand why a student behaves a certain way, you can respond more effectively. You can teach new behaviors that serve the same purpose. Many social emotional learning programs incorporate specific strategies for teaching behaviors, like how to follow directions or ignore peer distractions, and
Explicitly teach behavior expectation is the play, teach, and also the expect behavior, and also to establish the way of monitor your class to teach the children in special need. Next, the point is have a system behavior that will be happen to knowledge positive behavior, and then when you see the research, you will see the five positive way to explain and teach the special need behavior for system response. And next, they also to provide the reward for the special needs student to be more exciting when they are learning.
Keep classroom chatter to a minimum. Although this is an obvious classroom role across all learning environments, students with learning disabilities will find it easier to focus when it is quiet and the area is free from distractions. Assign them a study buddy. Known and classmate per coaching, the act of assigning two students together can promote active learning environments that nurture and support positive learning experience. For students with learning disabilities, this is a great way to subtly make sure they are engaged and receiving the correct resource they need to success. Sometimes